Movie Holics! What up, guys? We have a very special segment for you today of Now Streaming. I am Kyler Wilson.
I'm Monica Kasuric.
And this is what's streaming now. Today we're looking at a fan film that's on YouTube. I did a trailer trash on this months ago.
Because I found it on some website. Yeah. I was like, what?
And she thought that like Hollywood was doing
real. I thought it was real.
And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna trash this thing. Well, come to find out, it's a fan-made trailer. It's a fan-made movie, and it is very interesting. That is not a bad comment. We'll get into it, but. My point is when I watched the trailer trash, and I found out that, when I did the trailer trash, watched the trailer, I found out that it was a fan-made thing, and it was very impressive. If you remember back then, like, we really did think it was a Hollywood thing when we first watched it. Did a little digging, found out that it was a fan-made project.
Now, granted, we were like, why would they be going to the Dark Ages? Because again, we didn't realize that this was a fan thing, but we were like, why would you go into the Dark Ages? We all know that there is no chance that they would sustain against the Predator. So we're like, why is this being done? And then
we found out that it was a fan-made trailer, and it brought light to the subject. Now, that being said, I think our opinion is still the same, that there's no way in hell Templar Knights could go up against the Predator and win. That being said, that's not what we're here to debate. We're here to talk about this product. We got sent the full short film. It's about 30 minutes long, and me personally, very impressed.
Yeah, I feel like it was right up there with a lot of our favorite fan fiction films that we do see on YouTube today, is like the Mortal Kombat and the Dragon Ball Z's, and I feel like it
Power Rangers.
Yeah, I feel like it was right up there with them. The quality was really good, and it's so funny that people can actually do this without the help of Hollywood, and it still looks just as good as an actual Hollywood film.
Yeah. So at one point, it was about 10 minutes in, I was like, what's wrong with the pace? Why is this movie moving so fast? And I was like, wait a second, you're not watching a feature-length film, Kyler, you're watching a short film. That's how impressive the filmmakers are in this. Like, it looks and feels like a real film. They put a lot of thought into their costume design. The cinematography is great. The lighting is awesome. There's a couple things in there lighting-wise that I would have liked to see differently, but that's me being a film geek. Like they have these big swooping aerial shots.
They're lovely aerial shots. I think, not to put down anything else of the film, but I really like those shots. And I don't know exactly where this was shot at, but I feel like they did a good job of proving that even if this was the director's backyard, you can make it look really good and make it the feel. The feel. It felt like, oh, I'm watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly.
Type of deal, and half that's probably CG. So,
and what little acting that there is, and that's not a disparaging comment. It's just like it's a pretty action-packed short film. But the acting that's there is good. I mean, I believe everybody. I mean, and that's something that some of our fan films that we have been talking about are not so good in. A lot of times they'll get some lower than mediocre actors to fill some of these roles.
And they kind of stick out like a sore thumb when that happens.
That did not happen here.
I feel like everybody kind of melded well together. I like that they didn't put too much emphasis on fight scenes for everybody.
Yeah.
I liked, because again, it leads to the belief or the understanding that they couldn't have survived this back then. So, but yeah, on top of the actors, they did really good with what they were given, and I'm not downplaying anything, but I like that it wasn't long, drawn out storylines. They didn't make the female character some sort of love interest for somebody else in this group. It's always good to know that females are not always falling in love with everybody in their crew. Let's get that right, and I really agree with that. I'm glad that they didn't do that. So, yeah, I like that. Yeah, they did a good job. I really liked, now that we're talking about it more, I really am basically feeling how how they put this together, because we've done short films, and so
we know the how difficult it can get, especially so you take on some content like The Predator, where there are fanboys that will string you up if you mess something up. And I mean, we're not fanboys of Predator. We're not like super, oh my God, Predator. We don't know we know that there's comics and stuff like that. We don't know about any of that stuff. We're just judging this based on the content that we see. And I mean, this is as good as any Predator that I've ever watched. I mean, it was a fun, entertaining alien film.
Yeah, and if there are those lovely fanboys that are downplaying this or not liking it or just trolling it up, they don't understand, I think, the work that goes into these. And I know sometimes we can, pick at films and stuff for what they do, but ultimately when you choose to do a film like this, Predator, or based off of someone that a lot of people really love and follow, you run that risk of having trolls being like, well, he would have worn this or done this or blah 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 blah. But kudos for the writers to doing what they did.
Written and directed by the same guy.
Oh wow, nice. So kudos to him. I feel like he made it even enough to where there's limited trolls, because it's still nice to watch, but there's no room for nitpicking because it's a short film.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, if you want to nitpick, like if you really want to nitpick, you can pretty much, in my opinion, you can only do it from a filmmaking standpoint. You can't really do it based on the Predator looks great. They acted well, blah 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 blah. There are some filmmaking things like, the cloaking of the Predator. He moved kind of odd, it seemed, in some spots,
it was almost childlike. That was my only little nitpick, and you guys can tag me if you want to. But that was the only, and that's a good thing, I think, is that when you can find just one little nitpick thing that really doesn't feel real, feel like it really fit amongst everything else in the film, I feel like that was the only thing that really stood out to me, was the cloaked just moved almost like, I don't know, it didn't feel real.
And the movement for the cloaked Predator didn't bug me so much, but I could definitely tell that it was a lower quality version of the cloaking than a high budget Hollywood film. But geez, look at what
it got the point across.
Yeah,
really well.
I mean, and I'm not saying that it looked bad. It was noticeably not as good as we've seen in the past. I don't even know how the hell. I should probably do some research and see how the hell you'd even do an effect like that. But yeah, and there, like I said, from a filmmaking standpoint, there are a couple places where like the lighting kind of towards the end was a little distracting to me because it wasn't very well motivated. But these are very small, extremely nitpicky things that it's just like, well, maybe we could have improved it just a little bit. All in all, though, I mean, it's one of the better. I mean, I actually would say that it's probably, in terms of filmmaking, the best fan film that I've seen put together. That we like, or that we've seen. I know there are a lot of fan films out there, and there might be one that blows this out of the water, but for the ones that we've seen, like the Mortal Kombats and the Dragon Ball Z's and Power Rangers, this looked most like Hollywood to me.
Yeah, I agree. What'd you think of the choreography between main Templar and the Predator, since that was the main?
I guess it was as fine as it could be. It's the Templar fighting style is not super like, kung fu-y or anything.
Right.
Like what it is, just sword swinging.
It's that.
And to our point with the trailer trash, we were right. There's no way in hell.
Well, they did a good job of having him hold up to the Predator. And a lot of people would probably say, oh, he would have just shot him and sliced him up in 2 seconds. Well, I think the point was to really get across that their Templars were, fairly good fighters, and that they could have held a little bit.
Well, and the Predator uses equal and opposite force, right? So that's the only time you ever see him shoot his weapon is when somebody shot something at him.
Gotcha.
So he wouldn't just bust that out, because the Predator's supposed to be a very noble, honorable creature, and so he wants to keep things as fair, I guess, as you could call it, with him being 6'8", 400 pounds. So yeah, so you know there was logic behind that. The one thing I'll say, and this is going to kind of be a spoiler-ish, I guess, sort of thing, was the ending. Definitely would have liked to see that fight pan out. It just kind of, like, it ends based on an agreement, basically, between Saeed and the Predator of trading the Templar's life for his own. The Predator gets himself in a precarious situation where he gets stabbed to death, and Predator agrees, basically, and goes away. And that is the end. And I'm not saying that it's a bad ending or anything. I guess I wanted to see the Templar win or something. I don't know.
I don't think I wanted to see him win because I don't know that. I guess that'll be a video for another day. How would we have made the Templar win?
I mean, you know, Saeed was there. You know, Saeed shows up, helps. Like, maybe I wanted to see Saeed stab the damn thing.
That's
in
what
the
I thought was
neck,
gonna happen, honestly.
Well, and honestly, I thought when they pulled out, and then the camera pulled out, and it showed him, I was like, oh, he just gutted that dude. But then it was like he was like, I'll trade your life for his, and they set him down.
Very well.
So that's the only story kind of gripe that I have. I understand why they ended it the way that they did. And
that's a good thing, is that we understand why some things were done compared to what some people might have wanted.
100%. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that pretty much covers our feelings. Anything else to add?
It was a fun little watch for what it is.
So we'll put the link to Predator: The Dark Ages in the description below. Make sure to go and watch it, see what you guys think, and then come back. Let us know what you thought of it. It's free. Like, come on, man. Just go take half an hour and go support a really cool fan-made film.
Yeah, because, you know, it could come out with more. I mean, this could be somebody to be watching for.
Yeah. You could see the rise of a director. Huh? Follow somebody. Get some investment in.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's it, guys. So what'd you think of this video? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always,
don't forget to hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Movie Pilot.
And that's all right now. It will be expanding, I'm sure. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Always and forever, stay fresh.
See you, love you, bye.
Peace.